Morning, boys and girls. It's Friday, the 29th of September 2017. Welcome to this morning's very, very early United Kingdom talk. We're practically a breakfast show. We're about 15 minutes late for being a breakfast show. Blimey. I can't think of any radio DJ that seriously wants to do a breakfast show and get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Because they don't just turn up on the radio, you know. It's not like me. Walk into the studio, switch on and start. Oh, no, there's all this preparation involved they do on the radio, you know. They try and think. This is the trouble with it. They try and think before the show of things that are going to make you laugh rather than let it flow naturally. You must have heard breakfast shows on some of the independent local radio stations, and they're just not funny. It's it's generally a boy and a girl, unless you're listening to Gadio, in which case it'll be two boys, who are sitting there quipping at each other, desperately trying to get a laugh out of you. I mean, it's not funny, is it? No, I just walk in here and switch it on. No preparation involved here. Good morning to you. I hope you're well on this Friday morning. I was up at 8 o'clock. And the reason is, I've had a new piece of glass. I don't know if I told you a couple of weeks ago. Oh, hang on, I'm echoing a bit there, aren't I? Oh, yeah. I had a new piece of glass installed in one of my... I've got two front doors, funnily enough. There's one in the middle of the house and one on the side of the... It's a very, very big house. You know, I've got 200 bedrooms here. I've got 200 bedrooms as well in part of this purpose-built television studio in Royal Berkshire. In here at the Bracknell Television Centre, boys and girls. Television Centre Bracknell, that's where I am. And I had a new piece of glass put in one of the front doors a couple of weeks ago. Because what I had before was I don't think it's wood, you know, it's like some sort of plasticky, metal-y, insulated thing that I had in the bottom of the door. Because there's the door, okay, and there's a top bit, which is glass, and there was a bottom bit, which was solid, but with a little hole for a cat flap. Yes, but of course, Katie the cat, no longer with us, is she? She's not here anymore. So I've no intention of getting any more pets ever. I can't see myself ever getting another pet again. So I thought I'd like to have that bit of wood replaced by the safety glass downstairs. So the bloke came a couple of weeks ago and he was banging it, bang, bang, but oh, such a noise. And anyway, it turns out that the new glass that they sent them was too thick because it's like double glazed and it's like so thick. But the bit in the door was only so thick and he couldn't get the surround bit in there which holds the glass in. So he kind of made a bit of a bodge job, which was fine because he said, we've got to come back and change it for you. He said, I'm sorry about that. But everything was fine. You know, no one could break in or anything, so I was quite happy. Anyway, he rang this morning. They rang me yesterday afternoon while I was at Coworth Park. I'll come on to that in a moment. He rang yesterday afternoon and said, could they come this morning? I said, yeah, that's fine. He said, now, what time are you up? I'm on good... I tend to be on very good rapport with tradespeople. I like to keep the rapport going. And so he's done a couple of little jobs for me here. So he said, what time do you get up from your beauty sleep? I thought, I don't need any. Have you not seen me? Hello? Do I actually need beauty sleep? I don't think so. How rude. Anyway, so I said, well, I'll leave the phone on. You ring me when you're ready. Okay. So about 8 o'clock this morning, the phone rang, and I was already, my eyes were already peeling back, boys. They were already peeling back because I went to bed early-ish last night. Last night was a blooming pain. Oh, dear. It's all sorts of things going wrong last night. I'll tell you in a minute. So the phone rang at 8 o'clock this morning. And he said he'd be there in about 15 minutes. Is that all right? Yes, that's fine. So I got straight up, had my cup of tea, had my breakfast, my overnight oats with blueberries breakfast, which was very nice. And then the man rang at the door. All right, Chris. And he came in, and it's all done. Only took him 10 minutes. The old bit of glass, I say old, this was the new bit of glass that they put in a couple of weeks ago. As I say, they'd made it too thick, so he had to take that bit out, put the new bit in, put the surround on, and it was all done. And he adjusted the door as well, because I was having trouble locking it, actually, because it's one of those double glazed doors, and you have to push it and then push the handle up, and all these bolts shoot out into the frame, don't they? It's very clever, but you don't want to be sitting on one when it shoots out. Very dangerous. Very, very dangerous indeed. So that's all done. And it's all nice and clean and finished. I'm very pleased to say about that. So that's it. That's why I'm up so early today, okay? No more cat flap. It's just a nice bit of glass, and of course you get more light coming in there as well now, don't you? You know. Right. Let's say hello to some early people who are with us on the Facebook this morning. Let's see who's there. Good morning, Diane. First message of the morning from Diane. She's on the board this morning, aren't you, Diane? You're on the board. Have you had your toast yet, dear? What do you all have for breakfast? What do you all have for breakfast? Put a message on there. I'd be interested to know what you have for breakfast. Good morning to Adam the plumber. He's up early as well. I presume, Adam, you get up about 7 o'clock or something like that. Maybe earlier sometimes, I would imagine. Do you, Adam? It looks like a quite nice day out there again today. What a beautiful day yesterday. And how lucky was we to be out? I'll tell you about that in a minute. Good morning to Gustav, who says you're a bit keen this morning. Gustav, I'm not one of these people, as you well know, to lay in bed doing nothing all day. I really not. Are you actually up yet, or watching from your bed on a small mobile device? Are you? Morning to Tim Partington. No problem this end. Is it buffering for anyone else, or is everyone else okay? Usually it's your end, Tim. I hate to say that, my friend. It's very rare that I have a problem this end. Not with I've got 300 meg here. Virgin Media. 300 meg, dear. Thank you. Tim says they're thinking of selling the White Cliffs of Dover. Oh, my Lord. Is this true? This is terrible. A campaign has been launched by the great Vera Lynn. There'll be bluebirds over the White Cliffs of Dover tomorrow. Just you wait and see. See, I've always thought that on the White Cliffs of Dover, we should have a big illuminated Union flag on there, like that. You know, like a larger version of that. That's what a neon Union Jack on the White Cliffs of Dover with 2 fingers up at the Europeans. What do you reckon on that idea? Is that a good idea? There's a campaign that's been backed by Dame Vera Lynn to buy land at the top of Dover's White Cliffs, and it's reached a £1 million target in 3 weeks. Well done, Vera. Can I call you Vera, lovey? You don't mind. Well done. Amid fears the land could be sold to developers. Well, they're going to put houses. Surely they can't put houses at the top of a cliff, because cliffs collapse, don't they? Isn't that happening to the Isle of Wight? Certain cliffs are collapsing on the Isle of Wight, and I think Essex as well. There's a whole road disappeared somewhere in Essex into the sea. More than 17.5 people have donated money to buy these 700,000 square metres of land. Dame Vera, the Force's sweetheart, this is on the BBC News site this morning, thanks people for protecting the national icon. Yeah, good on them. She celebrated her 100th birthday. She lives in Ditchin, Sussex, and became the Force's sweetheart after her performances of the 1942 classic The White Cliffs of Dover, which I just performed for you then. Wasn't that the highlight of your week, me singing? It was, wasn't it? I can tell. I'm delighted to learn that the small part I played in the campaign to protect the White Cliffs of Dover has been so effective. I can't believe they're thinking of selling off that. I've missed a bit of story out here. Just a minute. Over many years, I've been a supporter of the National Trust and the vital work that they do in preserving heritage and landscapes. My thanks to everyone who embraced the campaign to protect this national icon. The White Cliffs of Dover are a significant landmark, and it's so encouraging to know that they will now be protected for future generations. So it's done. It's done. The Trust bought the cliff top in 2012, but later found out that the 700,000 square metres of land had become available. Well, how's that then? The Trust bought the cliff top in 2012, but later found out that the 700... Oh, it must have been a bit that they hadn't bought, I suppose. Because that's not quite making sense, is it? The current landowner had requested confidentiality, and their name has not been revealed. So that is good news. The Trust wants to return the land to chalk grassland, make the military structures watertight, and create access routes for visitors. That must be quite a nice thing to go up there and have a little bit of a walk around, isn't it? You know? I like the sound of that. The bluebells and the white. That's what we need up there. Bluebells as well. Do bluebells grow on chalk? I'm not quite sure. Thank you, Tim, for that increasingly very interesting piece of information. Thank you very much. Let's have a look there. Comments on radio DJs from Tim as well. He likes Sean Kevaney on BBC Six Music. Do you know I've never listened to BBC Six Music? I tend not to listen to music stations other than Classic FM sometimes. He doesn't like Nick Grimshaw on Radio 1. Yeah, bit fake. I've heard him, a little bit fake. Chris Evans on Radio 2, yes. Now, Chris Evans, you see, when I hear him on the radio, I think he's like that all the time. A little bit like me on it. I tend to be like this all the time. Perhaps a little bit quieter than I am here. Because usually, after I finish a show, okay, I've run out of things to say. I've given it all to you. And people come and talk to me in the street. I don't know what to say to them. I've given it all to you already, you see. I've given it out. Diane has porridge for breakfast. Yeah, I used to have porridge, Diane. I used to have porridge, yeah. With and I had mine with sugar. I know some people put salt in their porridge. I had mine with sugar. Interesting. Alrighty. Let's see then. So yesterday I went to Coworth Park, which is in Ascot yesterday, for afternoon tea. We got there around about after the show. I went up to the swimming pool. Then my mate picked us up and I came back here to change, because you've got to look nice for these things. Afternoon tea at Coworth Park. We got there a little bit late, actually, around about 5 minutes later than usual. And it was just a beautiful, stunning day. Has something gone wrong with my system here? Just a moment. Are you okay? One moment. Let me just double check something. Because something doesn't look like it's quite working. Is everything all right? Because numbers have gone a little bit funny. I don't know. Why has it got 27 up there? I don't know what's going on there. I think it's all right. Let us know if you're still there, okay? Otherwise, there might be something wrong somewhere. That doesn't look right either. Never mind. We'll carry on. Yes, so Coworth Park, we got there about 5 minutes. And there was only us and another family in there. It seems that usually the afternoon tea doesn't start until 2:30 in the afternoon. But because they got so many bookings in the afternoon, they decided to do a couple earlier ones, and we were part of them. And we were sitting in the main drawing room. You can either sit in the main drawing room, or you can sit in like a little, what do you call it? A little, like a conservatory type thing. And the service, as always, was excellent. Really was. We had 3 lots of sandwiches. Oh, gosh. That's not going to do Miss Slimmer's World any good, is it? But it's okay. It's once a week. That's fine. You can do these things once a week if you're on the Slimming World or something like that. Really good. So, Tim goes over to Greg's most mornings for his breakfast. Yeah, oh, yes. Yes, Tim. You're right with that. I quite like the cheese and onion pasties in there, although I haven't had one for ages. And in Greg's, they do bits of pizza, don't they? Or the French stick, which are quite nice. So the food came out. We did have 3 lots of sandwiches. We had scones. I had a glass of champagne. My mate had 2 glasses of champagne. How greedy is that? That's because I was paying a blooming bill. That's why. 2 glasses. And blimey, did that bump it up. Dear me. And it was really nice. Good morning, Ross. Ross is with us on the YouTube this morning. Good morning, Ross. We had this rosé champagne, which was really nice. Now, I'm not a drinker, so for me to have a glass of champagne, it's all it takes, I'm afraid. And, yeah. Let's have a little bit more. Can I have a glass, please? Can I have a... I'm a bit like that. No, I'm not like that. But I'm merry. I'm certainly a bit more merrier. I've relaxed a bit with a glass of champagne. I don't like alcohol, except that what I had yesterday, it was lovely. It was so smooth. My Lord, it was so smooth and nice. And it was pink. It was pink. Oh, it was delicious. I just drunk this down, and it was so... He had a second glass. Greedy, because I was paying a bit. That's why. Would you like another glass? And do you know what he said? Like, I said, how dare you have a second glass? He said, well, the bloke brought the bottle over. I just thought we were entitled to a second. No, you didn't. They don't give away champagne, dear. That's how they make all their money, from the blooming drink. Cool. So we had 3 lots of... I had 3 lots of sandwiches. When I say 3 lots of sandwiches, they're not like that. They're like that. You get like strips about... I don't know, about 1.5 inches across like that. So that is a sandwich. So we'll have 4 of those is 1 plate. 4 of those, okay? So I had 8. I had 12 of those, which I suppose is probably about... That's about 3 sandwiches, I suppose. If you was to have normal size sandwiches, it would be about 3. So it is, isn't it? Because 1, 2, 3, 4... Like that. Yeah, it is. It's about 3 sandwiches I had. So 6 slices of bread. Don't tell Linda, for God's sake, at Slimming World. Please don't tell Linda at Slimming World. Someone's going to look them up now and check. Don't tell Linda at Slimming World I had all those sandwiches yesterday. Please, I'm begging of you. Begging. So we had those, had the scones. The cakes were all very nice. And we took some photographs. Now, if you want to see the photographs... They're up on my Facebook. I've created a new album. If you go to my Facebook, facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK, and go to my photos, look for the album entitled Coworth, Coworth, Coworth Park, Afternoon Tea 2017, and you'll see all the beautiful photographs that we took yesterday. And I took one of those 360 photos. You know, it's so easy to do on your iPhone. You just bring up your pictures and go to panoramic, and then you hold your phone like that, and you take this picture, and it's 360. And then when you look at it, as you move in the camera around, it's like your eyes are pointing to a different direction. Alternatively, of course, you could just remove your eyes from your head. 'Cause apparently there's a long wire on your eyes. Did you know that? I don't know if it's true or not. If you can actually pull your eyes out, and there's like a long wire, optical nerve on it. Don't pull them too hard, though. I don't think you can fix it if you ever break the wire. Terrible. After the afternoon tea, we went for a nice walk out in the grounds because they've got horses and beautiful flowers. The meadow that I've mentioned a couple of times on the show, we were a little bit late for that because, of course, we'd had a lot of rain here, and the rain has just totally flattened a lot of the meadow there. But there were still quite a lot of flowers to be seen, mainly pink and white anemones and some yellow ones and that. So we had a walk around in there for a while. We saw a little girl having a horse riding lesson. And she was like this on the horse. She weren't even holding on. This girl's about 7 years old. And Mummy, of course, because very posh there, Mummy is taking a video of her little girl. And we looked over and smiled. Well, the filthy look that the mother gave us. Like we were 2 old perverts, perving over children somewhere. You can't look at anyone, can you? Honestly, what is it with these blooming mothers? Dear me. It's like that, giving you the look of disapproval. It's not like we were dressed like tramps. We were both dressed. I had a nice jacket on and trousers and, jeans and a shirt. I thought, you miserable old cow. The lady doing the lesson, she gave us a little wave as well. So we walked around there for a bit. And there's some ponds there. We sat next to the ponds. And I thought, you could just spend a whole day there with a book and read. And, of course, the weather was wonderful. It was the sun was on us and it wasn't over hot, because sometimes it can get over hot in the sun as well. So that was it. A wonderful, wonderful day. And I highly recommend, if you ever want a little afternoon tea out or something to do, go to Coworth Park, Coworth, Coworth Park in Ascot. And once again, you can find the pictures that we did yesterday on my facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK. Click on photos and albums and look for the album titled Coworth Park Afternoon Tea 2017. Okay. Good morning to Eric Wiltshire, who says sulks can get you. Can get me what? What can you get me for? What are you sulking for, Eric? Don't be sulking. Don't be sulking. Why are you sulking? Eh? There's a phone line open if you want to join in this morning, boys and girls. You don't have to, as I say. I don't worry too much about phone calls, but it's there if you want to call in. 020-8144-3477 is my phone number. 020-8144-3477. You can always send in an email if you want to. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, or you can send a message on the Facebook wall. Now, I was mentioning that I've got my ticket for the BBC Radio London Soul Night Out with Tony Blackburn on November the 15th, which is being held at Coco's. They've got some wonderful artists lined up there, including The Real Thing. You to me are everything, the sweetest song that I could sing. Oh, baby. They're going to be there. We got Edwin Starr's band. There's Lamar, that sort of more modern soul artist. There's another one there I'm looking forward to seeing. I can't remember who it is now. But if you want to go to that, just type in BBC Radio London Soul Night Out tickets. And they're £32.50, which is a bit expensive, you know, for a night out in a nightclub. I know that. But 15 quid of that goes to the BBC's Children in Need appeal. And the biggest thing of all, Tony Blackburn. You will be in the same room as the great Tony Blackburn. Ba-da-ba, the place to be with Tony Blackburn. Ba-ba-da-da, 206 Radio London. He's there. He's going to be there. You could be inches from the great leader himself, Mr. Tony Blackburn. So I'm going to that. I've got my ticket for that. And my friend, who comes along to the quiz nights often, Peter Ward, he's the bloke who does the Hospital Radio Basildon, and he's got his ticket as well. He's just sent me a little message. He says, "Hi, Chris. A good night, but a tricky old quiz last night." Yeah, we did a quiz night is Wednesday at the King's Head Theatre Bar, if you ever want to join us there, okay? Wednesday night quiz. Here is a little picture. Every Wednesday, quiz night at the King's Head Theatre Pub, 115 Upper Street in Islington from 8:30 every single Wednesday, boys and girls. And Wizzo comes there. He's known as Wizzo to his friends, which he doesn't have too many, I don't think. But I'll be your friend, Wizzo, and he's going to be my friend for the Soul Night Out. He's got his ticket. He says, "Hi, Chris, a good night out, a tricky old quiz. Don't worry about the odd complaint. The problem is not yours." Yeah, we always get someone moaning at the King's Head Theatre Bar. I don't know what it is with people in there. There's always someone there who's making some sort of complaint. It's like they've got nothing better to do. You know, they're quite happy to pay £3.20 for a sausage roll, but they don't like me walking around doing the questions. I don't know what's wrong with people in there. Every week there's a new complaint. You've heard the complaints, haven't you? One week I got a complaint that I was too gay. Yes, I kid you not. Then the next week I got a complaint that I was homophobic. And last week, as a bloke said, "Oh, I don't like the way he does the quiz." Well, go somewhere else then. Go somewhere else. Incidentally, he wasn't playing. It was just another customer in there. He didn't like it. Didn't like the way I did the quiz. God, so moan. Go somewhere else. Why do you feel the need to open your mouth? You know, you're wasting oxygen. And let's hope that it runs out before you do. Anyway, back to the email. It says, "Just to confirm, I have now bought my ticket for Tony Blackburn's Soul Night Out. Looking forward to seeing you before November the 15th. Our next scheduled quiz appearance is for the 18th of October. So he's coming along back to the... Not the complainee, incidentally. This is someone else. This is Peter. He's coming along on the 18th of October in 3 weeks. All right, so thank you very much, Peter. And I look forward to I hope you're going to be dancing. Hope you're going to be dancing at the Soul Night Out. Not just going to stand there like a lemon, are you? We've got to dance with everyone else. Thank you. Tony Blackburn's BBC Radio London Soul Night Out, November the 15th at Coco in Camden. Get your tickets now. I think we should have a big group of us turn up there. Good morning, Karim, who joins us. Good morning, Karim, in sort of... are you still in Hammersmith, Shepherd's Bush? I think you're around that way, aren't you? Hammersmith, Shepherd's Bush. Good morning, Karim. I hope you're working very hard. Yes, it's the only way. Work hard. So last night, I got back yesterday. We went to Waitrose after I'd been to afternoon tea, and put some wages in the bank as well. Came back here, had a bit of sleep. I got up, and I didn't feel very well actually last night when I got up. So I don't know what was going on there. That lasted a couple of hours and then it was okay again. And then I thought, Thursday night, generally Thursday night, I record my Monday music and talk show, which I do on a station called Upload Radio. Now, if you haven't heard one of those before, all the old ones are there as well, so you don't have to actually be there at 10 o'clock on a Monday morning. That's when when it's first played, okay? After that, it goes on like a listen again type thing. So if you want to listen to any of the other shows, then just go to uploadradio.com. At the top it says find a show. You'll get like a keypad up. Click on C and look for the Chris Reardon Show. And it's the Chris Reardon Show you want, not United Kingdom Talk, which is what this is. That's a talk show. So you want the Chris Reardon Show, and I think there's 2 or 3 shows there you can listen to last week's one. So I was just recording, or trying last night, to record next Monday's show. And it all went a bit wrong, to be honest. It all went a bit wrong. So I've recorded the first half of the show and I thought that sounds all right, and then you have a little listen back to check that it's all right. And I thought that doesn't sound right. And what it was, I had pushed a button. Now I've got a machine here. Now listen to this. Okay? Now does my voice sound different now? Has it gone down? Okay? It's gone down, hasn't it? I push that back and it's back up to its normal voice. I've got here a little machine that changes the pitch of whatever's going through it. Usually music. Usually music goes through this, although everything I think that comes out of the mixer goes through my special button so that I can change the pitch of the music. Now it's all very sad really. This is so I can practice my karaoke nights. Oh, Karim's in Morocco. Are you really? He's cancelled your flight. Oh, gosh, Karim. Are you stuck there? Mind you, you're quite happy there, aren't you, staying in Morocco for a bit longer? I'm sure you are. No doubt you're surrounded by many beautiful women, as you always were. I don't know how you manage it, especially at your age, your advancing years, Karim. He's a very good friend of mine, Karim. He's got an extra week on holiday. You are lucky out there in Morocco. Bring us back to what do they do? What do they do in Morocco? Is it carpets? Is it carpets in Morocco that they sell in the markets and all that? Could do with a bit of a carpet. Good morning to Eric. Morning, Eric's there this morning. Morning, young Eric. So I've recorded this and I looked and I thought, oh, it don't sound right. And then I looked over and I realised I had been practising singing a song for the karaoke. Now, what was the song I was practising? It was a Barry Manilow song. Oh, Somewhere in the Night, Barry Manilow. I must write that down because I'm going to try that tonight. Somewhere in the Night. I might even sing it for at the end of the show. Mind you, I said that yesterday. I didn't do anything, did I? So I was practising that. And I'd forgotten to push the button to take it back to the normal pitch. So everything I recorded after that sounded like it was 2 tones down. Good morning to Dino. Morning, Dino Nelson. I worked with him in a place in Lewisham some years back now. And where's the time go? Where does the blooming time go? So, of course, I've listened. I thought, oh, no. And then I thought, I've got software which changes the pitch of stuff. So I thought, I wonder. So I run it through this software and it worked. It brought the pitch up. But it sounded a bit metally. I don't know if you've heard the tune by Cher. I think it's the Cher one. No, it's not Cher. It could be Cher. Do you believe in love? You're in love, 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 love. And that itself has got a thing going through one of those machines. Let's just take a call. Good morning. Who's on the line, please?
It's Karim. How you doing?
Good morning, Karim. Coming live from Morocco. Yes. So you're quite pleased about being stuck there, though, aren't you?
No, it's stupid Ryanair. They cancelled everyone's flights.
Yeah, I know, it's bad. I don't know if you've seen the news yesterday. They've cancelled another 1,500 around Christmas time.
I know.
Is that where are you just on holiday there, or is it family there, Karim?
Family.
All right. What do they all do there? Yeah. What jobs have they got?
Oh, everyone's got chicken shops and everyone's got different shops there.
Is that quite a lot? Is it like as many chicken shops as we have here, but sort of different? I mean, here All the chicken shops are the same, aren't they? It's all like fried chicken in batter. That's about it, isn't it?
No, it's meat shops. Like you go there, you get your meat.
Right.
Yeah, people go to the shop, buy their meat there.
Is it nice weather there at the moment?
It's hot. It's about 28 degrees though.
28, so yes, about 80
Yeah, I was in
odd degrees.
Casablanca. I was in Casablanca yesterday.
Right.
Yeah, it's nice there.
And would you like?
Yeah.
I get the feeling you'd like to move over there and start again or something. How old are you now? You're about 30.
29.
29. Oh, you've got time then. You could do that if you want to. You could set up your own chicken shop.
Do you know what I was thinking about that as well?
Yeah, why not? I mean, you haven't got.
Yeah.
Have you got any ties here? Have you got a mortgage or girlfriend or married or children anywhere? No.
No children. I think
the world is your oyster, then, my
here.
friend. It's
Get
up to you.
Here in Morocco. Fine.
Yeah, it's up to you. What's your trade, Karim? Have you got a trade?
In London, I'm doing sales and marketing and promotion.
Oh, you do the promotion of the nightclub, don't you?
No. Sales and marketing, like the promo work for like Kenwood, DeLonghi.
Right.
Working for different companies.
So you could
see when a new product comes out.
So you could do that.
For them.
So you could do that out there, could you?
No, could not. But I don't know. It's a bit trickier.
Is it? Oh right. Yeah,
it's a bit trickier.
Do the Moroccans, they would class you as English though? Would that be a bit of a problem or not really?
No, it's
as in getting jobs. I mean, when we got a bit of a problem over here. Some people say,
no, but it's low. It's really low pay in Morocco. It's like
is it?
Like £2 an hour.
Right. Okay. But in the same breath, is it like a lower cost of living there?
Yeah, it's really cheap. It's really cheap.
Right.
Food's
Okay.
cheap.
So
five. You take 5 people to a restaurant.
Yeah.
You pay like £20.
What, for the whole lot?
Yeah, for the whole lot.
Oh, well, I think you've got to go and stay there, mate. I'll come and visit you. If you get a spare room, I'll pop over.
Yeah. Have you been to Morocco before?
Eh?
Have you been to Morocco before?
I've never been to Morocco, no. Never been to Morocco.
Marrakesh. A lot of people go to Marrakesh, where all the mats are. They make all the mats.
That's what I said to you, yeah. Little carpets and mats. I hope you're going to bring me one.
Yeah, they make all the carpets.
Are you going to bring me one over, are you? Am I getting
a
little carpet as a present for the studio in here? Then every time I look at it, I can remember my good friend Karim, who used to be in Belushi's Hammersmith. Eh?
I'll bring you a small carpet. No problem.
Well, it's nice to talk to you, Karim. Enjoy your extra week on holiday.
Take care. Yeah, thanks to Ryanair.
All right, mate.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Cheerio. Bye-bye now, Karim. There's someone who's been affected there by Ryanair. And it's absolutely shocking, really, the way that's all happened. But what a dreadful way to run a company. Why would anyone want to go on a Ryanair flight again? Terrible. Really terrible. All right, so going back to the story then. So I run it through the software and it didn't sound right. I thought, I'm going to have to do this again. So I did. So I then recorded the first half of the show again, and you have to make it exactly 29 minutes because you then upload it to the radio station. I find that quite easy to do it, just to stick to time. I've got a little countdown timer going around in the corner of the screen and playing with music and saying talk and all that business. And then I had to make the second half, which was okay. I then made the mistake of ringing up my mate. So I rang up my mate and I was talking to him about 10 minutes in between recording the two halves. And by doing that, I kind of lost the flow. You know what I mean? It's a bit like if you're a swimmer or a jogger or something like that, and you're doing your thing, and then you stop sort of halfway for a little while, for whatever reason, and you lose the flow. And I kind of lost the flow a bit anyway. So I got going again eventually. I recorded the second half and it was all done. And then something went wrong with the computer and suddenly everything flashed on and off. I thought, oh, God, what's happened here? And a bit of music got stuck I know. I mean, I don't know how that happens. And it was going dirt, 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 like that. So I had to close down the program that was playing out the music. Of course, when I reopened the program again, this is while I'm recording, I'd lost all the tunes. So I had to re-put those in again while talking to cover. You know, I thought, well, I'll carry on rather than start again. Put them all in and I carried on doing it. And then I finished and I put the bit of music into another program that I do just to smooth out the highs and the lows, you know, when it's too loud and too soft. I listened, and then I looked and it was only like 28 and a half minutes. And I thought, well, how has that happened? And I thought, when the computer went wrong, when whatever it was went wrong with it, it's obviously stopped there and carried on. So I was half a minute short. So I found out the song that I put on the end and I extended it. I won't explain how. I put another chorus in, which you wouldn't notice. If you do it well, you can't notice that. I think Capital Radio, they actually shorten their songs. I don't know if you've ever listened to Capital Radio, but sometimes you think, oh, that was a short song, wasn't it? You know, and it's like, you know, just a couple of verses long for some reason. So I managed to do that and thought, right, let's have a little listen to a bit of it just to check it's all right. And it sounded all right. And then I was listening to it and I found I was telling a story that I told in the first half all over again in the second half. Exactly the same story. And I thought, oh no, because you can't fix that. You can't really take out that bit of story because it's a bit like making a cake. You know, you can't bake a cake and then remove all the ingredients and put them back in their little pots. Too late. It's all mixed together. And I'd got to that point on there and I thought, I'm going to have to record the second half again. And the reason that happened is because I broke the flow. I'd forgotten the story that I told in the first half and retold it in the second half. It wouldn't be so bad if I did it, 2 consecutive weeks, because you'll get different people listening all the time. And I thought, I don't want to do this. And now, I came up here about 9:45 and I started it. The show is an hour long. It's 2 29-minute bits and a little trail. That's the bit that you hear sometimes, on the telly or the radio. Say, oh, hello, I'm Chris Reardon. I hope you'll be able to join me at 10 o'clock. And they play that half an hour before, in the middle of the show before me. And I had so much trouble doing this trail, I really did, and I was swearing and everything at myself. And eventually I went to bed early last night, around about 12:15, and I didn't do the second half again, and I'm going to do that at some point today. I don't know, it might be better that I just record the whole thing again, the 2 halves. Otherwise I might forget again and I could quickly listen to the first half and I think that's what I'll do. I'll listen to the first half and write down the stories that I told and then re-record the second half. Then I'll only have to do half an hour. But it's not quite as easy as just sitting here for half an hour, It's doing all the other bits and pieces. So that was my bit of a disastrous night last night, really. Doing all that. And I felt, when I went to bed, I thought, what a waste of a night that was. It was a total waste of a night, the fact that I hadn't been able to complete it. But so many things were going wrong last night. I did think that someone was saying terrible spells about me and trying to put me off. Yes. Phone number, if you want to call in, 0208 144 3477. So that was the recording. That also meant, because I was going to go and see Kinsman last night, and I didn't go out and get to see it, unfortunately, because it had taken so long to try and record this radio show that I do on Monday, and it had all gone wrong. So here we are sitting here talking to you today, knowing that I haven't got my show ready for Monday, which I've usually got done by now. Of course, there's a lot to be said for live. If I make a mistake now, which I do often, if I make a mistake now, it's gone, it's done. If you make a mistake on a recorded show, you want to go back and fix it. You know what I mean? If I was to accidentally swear now, which is extremely rare, it's not unheard of, but it is extremely rare, then it's too late, it's gone, it's done. If it's a recording and you swear, you stop, go back a bit and carry on. What would happen? I would if I was to swear in a recording, which I don't think I ever have done, but if you was to swear, what you would do is you're listening to this as I'm saying now, right? You see there's a gap there between now and the next bit, and you chop it at now, take out the swear word, and pick up from there. You have to be quite clever at doing that because you don't want it to sound fake. You know, it's got to sound good. Sometimes I'm sure you're watching a television program and it cuts from one scene to the other, and sometimes it can be done quite badly, and you notice it's been cut, don't you? Good morning to Daniel, who's out there in Camberley today. Good morning, Daniel. Oh, I meant to show you this. Because this is from my Slimming World thing. Where's that gone now? Just a moment, please. Oh, there it is. Here's my Club 10 award. Thank you, my Club 10 award. This means I've now lost 10% of my body weight, which I got this last week, but they forgot to give it to me. So here it is. I meant to show you that. Look, Chris, Club 10 award. Oh, yes. There are, I notice now, a lot of people on Facebook who seem to be joining the Slimming World. So, and they're all doing very well. Everyone that joins Slimming World loses weight as long as they stick to the plan. So congratulations to everyone, including Wendy, who's already lost 7, 8, 9, 10 pounds in three or 4 weeks. Now, just to warn you, you will lose if you're quite big, you will lose more weight right at the beginning than someone who's quite thin. And also, of course, as time goes on, your weight, it go 10 and then it go 8 and then it goes 7. And it does slow down the weight loss, okay? Just to let you know that. Poor old Daniel's had 4 wisdom teeth out. Oh, nasty. Oh, I bet that hurt, didn't it? Oh, was he there with pliers? Oh, I hate that. It's not since I was a child that I had teeth out. I had 4 teeth out, actually. 2 here and 2 there, because my teeth seem to stick out like that. I was bucktooth. I was bucktooth. I was bucktooth at school. They called me bucktooth. And they took out 4 teeth, and then I had braces, and they pulled them all back again. But yeah, I remember them. They yanked this thing out with a pair of pliers, don't they? It's awful. Awful. There was a while back when I was 16 that my wisdom teeth were giving me a bit of a problem. And there were 3 times I made appointments to have them taken out. But before, a couple of days, every time, it stopped. It stopped hurting, so I cancelled the appointments. And then it never happened again. So sometimes I think maybe they just need to leave them to settle down a bit. But if you've had your 4 wisdom teeth out, well, it's done now, isn't it? It's done now, Daniel. Oh, were you out cold? Did you have the anesthetic? You've got to be careful with that anesthetic, I've got a friend who had anesthetic not too long ago, actually. And I won't mention the name of the person, but he had a terrible reaction. Yeah, really bad reaction. Shouting and screaming at the nurses when he came round. He completely and utterly lost the plot. It was like someone completely different. I don't know if you know, some people, they have certain drinks like cider or something. They have a couple of ciders and then they're a different person. Well, this is what the anaesthetic did to this person. They went mad. It was frightening, and it carried on for like 3 days, after which, I got a text with apologies. I don't know what happened. I'm really sorry. Terrible. Anaesthetic. I didn't know that you could have such problems with that. I hope you're not too mad this morning, sir. I really do. Dear. Best that you don't name people. Okay, I've removed that now. Thank you very much. Now, let's have a look there. That's it. I think that's it. Oh, I was watching just before I went into bed last night. I usually get into bed and I have a quick look at the news. And my television opened up. I think it was Channel 4 or Channel 5. Bear Grylls was there. Oh, he's a real man, isn't he? Real man, Bear Grylls. And these people on an island trying to survive. And he gave them fish eyes to eat. Oh, no. And he got these fish eyes out of a bag. And they had to eat them. I think I'd rather starve to death than eat a fish eye. How disgusting is that? Have you ever had fish eyes? They eat these sort of things, sheep's heads and fish eyes and cats in some other countries, don't they? Yes. And this morning I watched a programme while the man was fixing the window downstairs. Nightmare tenants, slum landlords. Oh, my God, you want to see the state of some of these houses that are rented out to people. They don't look after them, do they? It's awful. I mean, and the mould seems to be a big problem in people's houses. Black mould on the walls, and mainly caused, I have to say, because I'm a landlord, and if we get mould, what's generally happened is that the people are drying clothes in the house but not opening the window. The moisture has got nowhere to go. And yes, I know it might be freezing cold in winter, but you've got to open those windows to let the moisture out. Otherwise, you get mould in the corner of the ceiling is a good place to get mould. That's where it starts and it spreads out. And yeah, okay, you can get a cloth and some bleach and wash it off, and it might stay off for a couple of days. But if you still continue to dry clothes in the house and not open the window, you get mould. Oh, it's awful. It's very bad for your mould, especially if you've got asthma or something like that. So we had the mould and all that. Some tenants, they turn their blooming houses into cannabis farms, growing these little plants under all these lights and that. I think I don't know how they steal the electricity, because it still comes through the meter. I think they probably rent these places for a few months. And then they start I don't know why they knock holes through the ceiling and put pipes in, and there's all these little plants growing everywhere. Oh, dear. One tenant had turned his place into an Airbnb. Which apparently is affecting the hotel industry at the moment across the world. Airbnb. That's where... I wouldn't do it. Oh, I wouldn't do it. That's where you rent out your house for people to come on holiday to. I suppose it's a way of, getting a little bit of extra money in, but I wouldn't want to rent out a house, would you? To someone you don't know? It's a bit like these people that buy caravans. And I thought about buying a caravan. And the caravan people say, well, what you can do is then let out your caravan when you're not in it, to make a bit of money. Well, what's the point of buying one then? You might as well just rent one, mightn't you? As and when. It's a lot cheaper than actually buying one. Sounds a bit mad, but some of these people who rent homes from landlords, they turn them into Airbnbs without the landlord even knowing. It's not all one-sided, it has to be said. Some of the landlords are awful. You get boilers breaking down and then not fixing them for weeks and weeks on end. So the whole landlord and tenant thing is a bit iffy sometimes. And it's an excellent program if you want to watch that. Nightmare Tenants and Slum Landlords. I think it's on Channel 5. Okay. Bad news if you don't like rats. Okay, on the BBC News website this morning, a new species of rat 4 times larger than the normal size ones have been discovered. But it's okay if you're in the UK or in Marrakesh, as Karim is. They're on the Solomon Islands in the Pacific Ocean. Oh, yes. The creature stretching... How big do you think these are? 19 inches. They're 19 inches in length. They live among the trees and survive on nuts that it cracks open with its teeth. The Solomons are already home to 8 other species of rat, but this is the first new discovery in 80 years. The new variety, named Uromis vica, has long been spoken of in island folklore. Dear me, it's about 1,100 miles off the coast of Australia. So very frightening. I wouldn't like to bump into one of those. I mean, it says that they eat nuts and things like that. But how do you know? If you was to walk past one, quite like fancy a little bit of a bite of Chris today, Mind you, some people are like that for karaoke. They fancy a little nibble of me, and sometimes I'm walking through the crowds of people collecting pens. Because at karaoke night, you have to give out pens and bits of paper for people to write down their songs on. And the pens mysteriously go missing. They do. People steal my pens at karaoke nights. It's shocking. It really is, Diane. Absolutely shocking. Okie doke. Let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls. Do you want me to sing this morning? I will try and sing if you request it. If not, I won't do it. It's a song I haven't done before. And I might do it at the karaoke tonight. If you want me to sing, ask now. Okay? Ask now. Meanwhile, I'll do today's birthdays. Happy birthday this morning to Benjamin Austin. Happy birthday, Benjamin. Benjamin is 29 years old today. Happy birthday, Benjamin. Bart Summers. Happy birthday, Bart. Only 40. Aren't you? 40 years old today to the delightful Bart, who I haven't seen for years and years. Happy birthday to you, Bart. Happy birthday to Athena Charm. 32 years old today. Richard William Bolam. Happy birthday, sir. Jenna Blaney. Happy birthday, Jenna. And Marco Bolli is 44 years old today. So here comes the song, and you need to tell me if you want me to try and sing that song or not. Here we go. Morning, Mark Jones. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Enjoy your birthday, you lot. Right, and people are saying, well, Diane is anyway. She said, yes, please sing the song. All right, Diane, I'm going to sing for you, just you today, okay? And then I shall disappear. So let's see how this goes. I want to practice this one for tonight's karaoke. I want to try and do this one at the karaoke. Let's see if it's already in the system. Should be still in there from yesterday. Yes, it is. Here we go. Here we go. I'm just going to change the key to it, though. Okay, I need to make it a bit lower. Here we go. Here we go. All right, ready? Time, you found time enough to love, and I found love enough to hold you. So tonight I'll stir the fire in love inside until the flames of love enfold you. Laying beside you, lost in a feeling, so glad you opened my door. Come with me. Somewhere in the night we will know everything lovers can know. You're my song, music to magic to end. I'll play you over and over again. Loving so warm, moving so right, closing our eyes and feeling alive. We'll just go on burning bright somewhere in the night. You'll sleep when the morning comes, and I'll lie and watch you sleeping. And when you smile, when you dream about the night, like it's a secret you've been keeping. Laying beside you, lost in a feeling, so glad you opened my door. You're my song, music to magic to end. I'll play you over and over again. Loving so warm, moving so right, closing our eyes and feeling alive. You'll just go on burning bright somewhere in the night. We'll just go on burning bright somewhere in I was singing that specially for Diane this morning. All right, Diane. They've all gone now, haven't they? There we are. Well, that's it for the show this morning. Thank you very much for joining me, boys and girls. I'll have to at some point redo my second half. I might have to do the whole thing again, actually. The trouble is you lose the flow, you know. It's not always a good idea to do it in two parts. Have a nice Friday. Tonight I'm hosting karaoke. It's Friday night, so I'll be hosting karaoke at Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road, starting... Oh, hang on a minute. Push that button. There we are. I'm back to normal. Voices back to normal. Central Station Bar karaoke tonight, and every Friday starts at 8:30 and finishes at midnight. See some of you down there. Have a nice Friday, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye now.